Before I get this video started, I just wanted to say a couple of things about what all is going on in the world right now. Whether you have been affected or not with everything that's going on with the coronavirus and just the panic that is going on, remember that God loves you, that you too will be here whether you're quarantined or not, and the greatest country on earth continue to do its thing like we always have. Godspeed and God bless. What's going on, my YouTube family? One of the biggest videos I've made this year because there is a lot more than just Fastest in America content in it. As I've said the past couple of videos that I've made, I'm going to do a lot less editing and overlaying and just get the information out there. With that being said, let's jump straight into this video.
Just because we're dumbasses don't mean you can be too. So don't do anything we do at home.
Public service announcement. These videos have the full intentions to be used as conversational tools and purposes only. Anything that is expressed in these videos and videos before and after has the sole purpose of that reason. I know a lot of this stuff is repetitive. I hope that you can understand that. Again, these are for conversational purposes only. The comment box on these videos is for that purpose. Thanks for watching.
The first thing that I want to mention is there has been several hints dropped by Big Chief himself about the podcast may come back, or at least an episode. I don't know if it'll be an actual podcast, the Chief and Sean Show podcast, or it'll be like a Facebook Live type of thing, but he has talked about it coming back. So look forward to that. Search, see if you can find it. If it does come back or they do release some type of video, I promise I will let you know as soon as it comes out. The second thing I want to talk about is there is rumors about Street Outlaws getting shut down and Street Outlaws going off the air and the coronavirus, whatever, being the end of Street Outlaws. And that is simply not the case. Street Outlaws is coming back. No Prep Kings has delayed some of their first races due to the epidemic going on right now, but they will all be made up and there will be a full season. As far as when the original 405 show is going to be aired again, I can't answer that right now, but it is coming back. There is no way they're shutting it down. The guys even are out racing right now. The guys are telling you that it's not getting shut down. So how some people has come to the conclusion that it's getting shut down is beyond me. I do not have any idea, but Street Outlaws is going nowhere. Now, with that being said, I do want to jump into Fastest in America, the finale, Memphis versus Nola. And there were several things in that episode that I found quite interesting, and a couple of things that I have never really thought about in the arm drop style races. The very first thing I'm going to talk about with Fastest in America is the very first race of the show. Adam Plunkett with Team Nola in his first gen Camaro versus Brian Britt in, I think they call it Beetlejuice. It's an old Toyota truck. It's a twin turbo, which to my knowledge will be the only twin turbo that they have in their arsenal. But whenever a car takes off, if you chase them before the arm drop, it's a race. If you sit there, it's not. The first race, Brian Britt bumping his turbo in, it's going to cause problems. When somebody with a turbo goes to bump, it will cause the other car to leave. Luckily, Brian Britt sat there, or he would have drove slap through the side of Adam Plunkett's car. He didn't, but with the car jumping and bouncing and popping like it was, I can fully see why Plunkett thought he took off. But that's going to cause problems because somebody will go to bump right as the arms are going up or down, and then there will be an argument on whether it was a jump or not. So I do see that going to be a problem in the future, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. One more thing about the way this went down. This whole time during Fastest in America, JJ has counted to 7 and pulled one car in, counted to 7, pulled the other car in. Most of the time, nobody moves. Wherever they're at, They're on the trans brake and they go from that point. They don't bump into the starting line, which is a foot from where they are sitting initially. But it seems like with this race, that all happened a lot faster than it normally does. I'm not going to say that anybody's cheating. I'm not going to say anything like that, but it did happen a lot faster than it has the entire run of Memphis Street Outlaws. The next thing I'm going to talk about happened in the first round. It was when Jerry Bird was racing his race. He sat. He didn't even move. He didn't do anything. He sat. When he went up to the line, he planned on setting. And that decision pretty much was one of the deciding factors that kicked Nola out of winning the $100,000. Like most any of these shows that come on, the hero team or the team that the show is about is going to be the victors. The only difference is when the 405 done the same exact thing, they put themselves in the bracket where Memphis didn't. Memphis did not bring 7 teams and put themselves in the bracket to make the 8th team. They had all their cars set in tip-top shape and let everybody else beat and bang on theirs, and then they brought them out to race. There was a couple of more things that I didn't understand about this last race. According to Dennis Bailey, he is, 20-something and 0. He has won every race since Memphis Street Outlaws has been aired. I do know Murder Nova did outrun him, but that was before Memphis Street Outlaws started. And it was also when he had the Mustang and before he had the Camaro that he's driving now. He has not lost a race yet. Why was he not one of their, go-to guys on this episode? Also, the Godfather, he made awesome passes, when they raced Detroit, when they raced everybody that they raced, and then he wasn't in Las Vegas either. Several little things like that just did not make sense to me, but it happened, and I'm sure that they had a good reason for it. We'll never know. One of the last things that I want to talk about is the race that decided that Memphis won, and it was Scott Taylor versus Jeffrey James. I do not think it could have come down to 2 more legitimate racers, but I feel like that race should have been reran. I watched JJ rerun Texas and Nola because of a technicality or a call that he couldn't make. Scott Taylor got over because Jeffrey James was so out of shape that he thought he was going to hit his car. The $100,000 that was on the line would not have bought another John Doe or even fixed that one, much less when you broke it down and split it up between everybody. I don't think anybody can blame Scott for getting over. He did win, he got to the finish line first. And you can clearly see on TV that Jeffrey James did cross the line, just Scott crossed first. So no one can say anything to him for what he done as far as getting out of his own way or getting out of Jeffrey James' way. When Jeffrey James come back, he didn't know what happened. But when JJ went over and seen it, he started making a big deal about it and hollering and ranting and raving. And if you think about it, when they go home and split up $100,000 between all 40 of the Memphis guys, they ain't gonna have nothing. They would have made more on a regular race night than what they made throughout this whole thing. Just something to think about. I mean, I don't know. It was awesome and they're going to do it again. It's just going to be bigger. I had to wait and see who all's invited. It looks like just about the entire cast of No Prep Kings is going to be there, with the exception of anybody from the 405 again. JJ is just simply not sending them invitations to be in fastest cars of the Dirty South, and I don't get it. But only time will tell. I hope that you enjoyed this video. My email address is on the screen. Anything you want me to know, say, do, or have, send it there. My P.O. box is also on the screen. P.O. box is still open. Anything you want me to have or to be entered to win $50, send it there. With everything that's going on, guys, y'all be safe. If you can stay at home, stay at home. Stop this from spreading any more than it already is. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. Godspeed, and I'll see you in the next one.